There once was a little baby who loved to bounce on her bottom, so much so that everyone called her Baby Bean, and a bouncing bean she was. She bounced all day, and even more in bed. Bounce, bounce, bounce. When Mammy would feed her, she would bounce, bounce, bounce. Food would fly and splatter them both, but still Baby Bean would bounce, bounce, bounce. At night she could bounce as high as the ceiling from her little baby bed. But when Mammy and Daddy came in, Baby Bean would always pretend to be asleep. Every Saturday, Mammy and Baby Bean went to the park. They had a big trampoline there, and one little girl was the bouncing queen. She could bounce higher than all of the other children. Baby Bean would watch from a distance as the other children clapped at her impressive bouncing height. Sitting in her pushchair, she would close her little eyes and imagine that she was the bouncing queen. One sunny Saturday, as Baby Bean sat in her pushchair watching the children bounce, her mummy's phone began to ring. Carefully peeking out, Baby Bean saw that Mummy was looking the other way. Unclipping herself, she bounced out from her seat, and bouncing on her baby bottom, she headed for the trampoline. Up she bounced onto the trampoline. The children climbed off, as they didn't want Baby Bean to be squashed. Only the bouncing queen remained. The two stared at each other like two cowboys from the Old West, and a bounce-off began. The higher the queen bounced, the higher Baby Bean would bounce. Higher and higher, they both flew up towards the sky. Then the queen bounced with all her might, as high as she possibly could. Baby Bean followed and flew up past the queen. She went so high that she almost touched a cloud. The queen knew she could not go any higher, and suddenly stopped. A smile of respect blossomed upon her face, and she began to clap. All of the other children joined in. "Bouncing Queen! Bouncing Queen!" they all began to cheer. Mammy finished her phone call and looked over to where the celebration had been coming from. "What was all that shouting about?" she asked. Baby Bean peeked out of her pushchair and gave a little cheeky smile. The end.